All right, our coronavirus update. At this time every day, total confirmed cases, 92,000. That's up from 89 yesterday. Total confirmed dead, 3,130. That's up about 110 people. 77 countries now have confirmed cases. That's up 7 from yesterday. They say it's everywhere now except Antarctica. Doesn't suck to be a penguin. Well, at least today. Other than that, I think it always sucks to be a penguin. 18% of active cases are remaining serious. That includes 5% that require ICU treatment. The U.S. has 103 confirmed cases and now 6 deaths. They're all in one, I believe it's a nursing home, is it not? In Washington State. The CDC website no longer directly reporting total of number U.S. citizens tested, since the regional hospitals can now directly test. I have something I just really have to read this to you because I find this fascinating. Gavin Newsom yesterday asked the California legislature for $20 million in coronavirus response. California seeks additional cases of coronavirus emerge. Gavin Newsom on Monday asked state lawmakers for $20 million to fight the disease and say he's fully confident in the federal response now that California has received all the testing kits, I'm quoting, we have requested. The governor warned that additional tests would mean more positive confirmations of coronavirus in California. I'm confident we're right where we need to be right now. Newsom said the federal government had made available a simply inadequate number of tests. This is, he said, a couple of weeks ago. However, he says we have everything now. All the testing kits we have requested have come in. We're pleased with what the federal government has done. Now, I only want to point this out because I am so sick of politicians saying, oh, Donald Trump's doing nothing. Could you please look up how many people died, Stu, in America? I think it was the swine flu. Under Obama, I think there were 1,000 people that had died in America before he released the first $1 billion and did anything.
It's going to take me a minute to get all that together. I think.
It's an incredible, incredible story. Obama didn't move on the swine flu until there were 1,000 people here that had died. There was no one that had died, and Donald Trump released $2.5 billion in funding to fight it. No one had died here yet. And everyone's like, when is he going to get serious about it? Oh, I don't know, about 1,000 people before Obama got serious?
Jeez, these things come and go, and I swear because they say 12,469 deaths from swine flu in 2009 and 2010.
Right.
In the United States.
Right. Right.
Who knew?
Right.
I don't remember it being that big. There were 60.8 million cases was the believed range of or believed number of actual infections in the U.S. 274,000 hospitalizations. Does it give you 12,469 deaths?
Does it give you a little bit of perspective on the coronavirus? Now we're at the beginning of this. But anyone who says, this president's not taking it seriously, 1,000 people died of swine flu in America before the first $1 billion was released by Barack Obama. 1,000 people had died before $1 billion. Trump has already released $2.5 billion to make sure that we are moving towards everything that we might possibly need. Now, listen to this. After that, listen to this. The FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, is planning for the possibility that Donald Trump could make an emergency declaration to bring in extra funds and personnel to assist the administration's coronavirus response. FEMA officials are preparing for an infectious disease emergency declaration by the president that would allow the agency to provide disaster relief funding to state and local governments, as well as federal assistance to support the coronavirus response. Now, I want you to listen carefully and tell me what sticks out to you, Stu. The Trump administration would have to use the 1988 Stafford Act to enable FEMA to provide such disaster assistance. To me, this is another indication that the president and the White House are finally aware of the gravity of the situation, said Michael Cohen, the former FEMA chief of staff during the Obama administration. The White House needs to consider all tools available to them and have contingencies for action. It's good to see they're finally responding. Okay. Let me just tell you, the last time this was used, it would not be the first time the federal government has used FEMA's resources to assist in a medical event. In 2000, President Clinton used a Stafford Act emergency declaration for outbreaks for the West Nile virus in New York and New Jersey, ordering up to $5 million in federal aid to supplement state efforts to combat the mosquito-borne virus. Now, what's happened between now and West Nile virus? Oh, I remember 12,000 people, Americans, died. And under Cohen from FEMA, Obama didn't do anything about it with FEMA. And 1,000 people were dead before he released any money. But I'm glad that Obama's FEMA director says the White House finally is coming around. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
It really seems like the drive to make this a Trump-related political issue
is crazy.
I mean, it really is despicable.
Yeah.
I mean, could be a serious issue.